Well, hello, my soul friends. It is Victoria on the Soul Nurture channel, here to support you on your journey as a soul, having a human experience, unfolding through the chaos and riding the waves of transformation. How are you doing? I'm here to talk about the new moon in Cancer, but really, honestly, the reason I do these videos is just to have a place where people can check in with someone like me, get a little support, be reminded you're not alone. Maybe take a look at the astrological weather for some navigating through whatever you're growing through. And it's just a contribution from my heart and soul to yours. May it support you right where you are. If this is your first time clicking on a video of mine, consider looking at other videos and listen to your own heart. If I speak to you, if what I'm saying or something I'm offering resonates with you, consider subscribing and definitely let me know where you're viewing from and definitely comment. I love hearing people's takeaways or just in general. How are you doing out there? It helps me kind of tune into the collective a little bit more. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for being here. And thank you to my regular viewers and those who comment on a regular basis and stay connected with me via email and Instagram. Although my Instagram's kind of on a little summer hiatus, I just don't have the focus to be there right now, but I occasionally will post. So if you're interested, find me there at, what is my name there? I am the Soul Nurturer on Instagram. I think I'm going to reboot a lot of things in September. I, like many of you, I hope, in the Northern Hemisphere, I'm just like moving, following the natural cycles of where we are in this summer time. And even if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, it's the nurturing time. This is my favorite time of the year. This is what my whole soul mission is about: nurturing potential, reclaiming soul, filling in the nooks and crannies of our own unfolding and our development in the human experience. And what I mean by nooks and crannies, inner child work, kind of like taking the baton from our parents or our caregivers and saying, I've got myself now. I'm gonna take care of the needs that weren't met and nurture my potential. This is what we are all here to do. So this new moon happening on July 5th at, let's see, I think 3:57 p.m. Pacific time is really, and just the Cancerian season, which started on June 20th, is really just this time to reflect, to really offer yourself what you need, like if you've been withering, you haven't been paying attention to your own needs, you can feel your energy low, you can feel resentful, you can feel apathetic, so it's time to nurture your soul, look inward. I'm thinking about, with this Cancer new moon, nesting in your own heart, nesting in your own, like creating a home in your own heart where all your needs are met, where you receive on a daily basis the inner nourishment and nurturing that you need to grow, to fulfill the promises of your soul. Okay. So I wanted to talk about the overall picture. I mean, there's a lot of shifting happening right now. We have the overall big picture, though. I want to talk about the North Node in Aries and the South Node in Libra. So this is like the big picture of what we're all called to do individually and collectively. North Node in Aries is about us really getting clear about our own path, our own unique path, our own unique purpose, where we need to put a little more attention there, not in a selfish way, although I love the word selfish, just means you're fulfilling the promises of your potential, right? So self-fulfilling. And moving away from looking at where we're imbalanced in relationships. Maybe we're in a codependent relationship. Maybe we lead with codependency. Maybe we're people pleasers. And it's looking at those old patterns that are not serving your unique mission, your unique purpose. In fact, draining it. In fact, creating an imbalance. Okay. So that's like overall big picture. And then we have some shifts in the astrology I want to talk about. Think about this, and I talked about this in the full moon in Capricorn video. And by the way, this new moon is sandwiched between two full moons in Capricorn. Okay, this is very rare. It happens, but it's rare. Some people call it a blue moon. I always thought a blue moon meant 2 full moons in a calendar year, but I'm hearing some people calling 2 consecutive full moons in the same sign as a blue moon. Nonetheless, very important and very potent. So you can watch the full moon in Capricorn video I just did, and I'll do another one when it happens towards, it's July 21st. But this new moon in Cancer, sandwiched between these two, I think of Capricorn as as a protector, as the taskmaster saying, review time. How are you doing with your life, your responsibilities? So I like these bookends of personal responsibilities with this Cancer new moon, which is all about nurturing, all about, the feminine archetype and the mother archetype and the nourishing and nurturing and cultivating archetype. So we'll say more about that. I love this new moon. Again, I love when people get it, that our parents do the best they can, but I always think of a bonsai tree. Bonsai trees are put in limited spaces and can't grow to their full capacity. Well, if we are in limited beliefs, limited patterns, limited family of origin stories, or ancestral trauma, or whatever hand-me-downs we get in the unconscious field and our unconscious mind, and just this is how we do life, our souls are like too confined. How your family of origin does life may not be how your soul needs to expand. And so this is the time for you to really look at that. I'm going to be talking about family systems, nurturing, mothering, and grief. Stay tuned if that rings something in you, if something opens when you hear that. Okay, so we have, we're in Cancer season, so the sun is in Cancer. The moon, or the sun and the moon, are both at 14 degrees of Cancer. So remember, I'm talking in generalities when I'm talking about the astrological weather. This is what may happen for the collective, but what will happen for you is up to you and your own natal chart, and also your soul and your wisdom and your will. So, but do look at your chart at where is 14 degrees of Cancer in your chart. Which house it falls in is where this new moon is inviting you to a new beginning, to nurture that area of your life, to really reflect on this fresh new beginning. A new moon is kind of like, let's start again. And isn't that beautiful that we get that opportunity every month? New moon, start again. Blank slate. What's the focus? What sign? Where is the moon and sun and a new moon? What sign is that in? In this case, it's in Cancer. What house is it in your chart? That's your focus, okay? And then 2 weeks from now, we'll have a full moon, and that's a short time of just like growing those seeds of potential into the culmination of possibilities. But really, you're going to look forward to when the full moon is in Cancer in 6 months, right? That's that 6 months culminating the intentions you're setting around nurturing potential in whatever area in your life. Okay, so we now have Mercury has moved into Leo, so you may feel like there's a little bit more joy and excitement and a desire to share more, right? Leo's like the spotlight, so Mercury is how we communicate. We have Venus in Cancer as well. Mars is in Taurus, and Jupiter is in Gemini, which again, remember that shifted this year. So wherever Jupiter is in your natal chart, whatever house, that's really amplified. Jupiter amplifies wherever it is and brings blessings when we're answering the needs of that house. And okay, and by the way, if you would like to learn more about your own chart, you can go to my website, victoriajazwick.com, or email me at thesoulnurturer@gmail.com and request a session with me. I use astrology as just like a reference to connect to your soul potential, to meet you where you are on your unfolding as a human, and a soul having a human experience, and helping you, just sort of walking alongside of you and helping you with your own soul wisdom illuminate the path before you, getting clear so you can make those choices that are impact your life and help you nurture that potential towards your possibilities. So if you're interested in that, go visit my website or send me an email. Okay. All right. And so then we have two retrogrades now. We have Saturn is now in retrograde in Pisces, and Neptune is retrograde also in Pisces. Now, some astrologers say, well, Neptune, the further away, the less impact on our day to day. But I think where it is in your chart, again, what house, what are you being asked to review? Retrogrades are just review time, reviewing and the qualities of that planet. Saturn, reviewing areas of personal responsibility. Saturn in Pisces, connected to our faith, our creativity, our intuition. I love Saturn in Pisces because Pisces is all about visioning and connecting through nightly dreams or your spiritual dreams, your visioning dreams, and bringing it to earth, helping it materialize. So this may be a time with this retrograde to review where have you not been able to materialize your vision? What beliefs are still there? Pisces is also connected to the subconscious mind. What unconscious beliefs are preventing you from materializing or manifesting? Everybody's wanting to manifest these days in the real world, in real time in your life. So these are, I believe everything that happens, the astrological weather is just support from God, support from the universe, meeting us right where we are, even though it's hard sometimes. And there's a lot of chaos and transformation in the collective world we share. That's why this new moon is so, so important, because again, we need to nest in our own hearts, in our own inner home. And that's the one world we do have complete control over, isn't it? So as the world is, shifting and changing, and we're being exposed to a lot of dysfunction, we're everywhere you look, right? There's some kind of chaos. Chaos precedes change. So we are in a time of enormous change. Okay. So nesting in your own heart through the chaos towards transformation, individually and collectively. Okay. So what does that look like for you? What I want to talk about is a few other aspects happening in this. Let me pull up the chart in this new moon. We've got it's so funny because these two we've got a fixed star, Sirius, and we have it used to be called an asteroid. Now it's a I want to say minor planet, and I'm not thinking of the word right now. Ceres. Anyway, I'm talking about Ceres, and so I wanted to make a joke. I'm going to be talking about Sirius and Ceres, and sometimes it's a tongue twist, right? It's a dwarf planet. Ceres is a dwarf planet, and Ceres is Ceres. And Sirius is a fixed star that is at 13 degrees of Cancer. So this new moon is conjunct this fixed star. It happens to be my north node as well. I have a north node at 13 degrees of Cancer, and in my chart it's conjunct Sirius. I'm just learning about Sirius a little bit more seriously. That's what my joke was going to be. Seriously, we're going to talk about Sirius and Ceres. Now, there's a conjunction there. I don't know a lot about Sirius. What I do know that it is quite, it's something to do with memory, like this holding of memory, and it also has something to do with let me see, I made a note of that. It's I'm not usually this woo-woo, but I will. What I've been reading, it's a high vibrational fixed star. It's a very, like, our ancient ancestors really looked to this very bright star. It's called the spiritual sun, and because there's a conjunction, there's just a little bit more intensity here, but in a good way. It's connected. It like amplifies. There we go. It amplifies this sun and moon in Cancer, nurturing our heart, really connecting to our heart, expanding our heart wisdom. And it's so it's just amplifying all the Cancerian traits that we're thinking about. I did talk about more of this on my full moon in Capricorn, but let me talk about the Cancer archetype. And again, for my Cancerians out there, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I love you guys so much. My best friend's birthday is July 4th. My husband just had his birthday on June 24th. I love Cancers. And, just really, some Cancerian people can have the hard shell. The symbol is the crab because they're so tender. So they can have a hard, boundary. Like, I'm not letting you in because I'm not going to let you hurt me, right? But once inside, they're just very tender and loving and nurturing. And so Cancer season is very much like that. The archetype of Cancer is connected to the mother. It's ruled by the moon. It's connected to intuition and home and hearth and belonging and, just all the things I think about with, the archetype of motherhood. And so let me just say some things about Cancer. So in general, the dates of the Cancer season are June 20th to June 22nd, around there. The symbol is the crab. The element is cardinal, water. Cardinal. So it's a time of initiating, nurturing, initiating new beginnings around your home, how you nurture yourself, and how you fulfill the promises of your soul. It's connected to the 4th house, which is early childhood, home, our foundation of our lives, our ancestors, our lineage, where we're rooted, what we're rooted in. The mantra with Cancer is I feel. It's connected to the stomach and the breast. And I've been learning a little bit more about the Tarot, and it's connected to the Chariot card. So all about home, roots, nurturing, growing, maternal, domestic, love. And it's really, so this is the energy that we get to borrow, that we need. Like, I just keep thinking of, I don't know, this is what came, so I'm going to say, like, let me kiss your boo-boo. Like, such a mothering thing to do, to say to yourself. What boo-boos do you need to kiss? Where do you need to say, oh, I see you, and talking to yourself, and there's some wounding here, or there's some needs here, and I've got you, right? And so I wanted to talk about with Ceres, the dwarf planet, opposite this lunation cycle. It's Ceres is connected to, Ceres is the mother of Persephone. So the mythology of, Persephone's going into the underworld, and her mother looking for her, and she's distressed, she's grieving. And then this, the deal that was made that Ceres would get her daughter for half of the year and return Persephone to the underworld for the other half. And so Ceres is connected to Earth Mother, but also grief. So what I was thinking about with this new moon is to really look and be honest, in between these two full moons in Capricorn. Be real, be practical, take responsibility, and grieve where you need to. But a real look of, how were you mothered? Were you nurtured in a way that you needed to fulfill the soul potential within you? Again, there's no shame or blame about parents. Your mother, your caregivers did the best they could with what they received. But, once you take responsibility, it stops with you, and then you get to offer your children and their children something better. I always say to, especially I work with a lot of moms, that, as you do your inner work, your soul work, and you reclaim your potential, your children get an immediate download that gives them the instructions to live a more fulfilled, whole, nurtured life as well. So I really encourage you to take this time to just breathe into your heart and ask, where am I grieving? And maybe you are grieving an unhealthy relationship with your mother or your daughter. This mother-daughter mother wound kind of feeling here. Where are you grieving? Where are you unresolved? Where are you still feeling like needs haven't been met? Or maybe you're grieving the loss of a child, and oh, my heart is with you. Um, and maybe you're grieving the loss of your own potential, grieving the loss of, the life you thought you'd have, or grieving the loss of, say, you're at a certain age now and you realize your mother's just going to be your mother, the woman she is in human form. And sometimes we need to grieve what we've been trying to get from our mothers or our caregivers or our loved ones. Just grieve that, and then just meet them in a realistic way where they are, because just as they are, they have gifts too. It may not meet the needs of your soul, but it's kind of like I'm having this image of remodeling your inner house. Like, oh, I used to like have this big sofa in this area. I'm going to move it out of that way and not make that the focal point. I'm going to move this chair over here. You're going to move like the attachment to getting your needs met from like how you thought you should get your needs met, from who you thought you should get your needs met, to no, I'm going to move that aside and I'm going to set up a situation for me to get to meet my own needs in a very nurturing. Step in and be your own awesome mother, and that's really what this is. So what I was saying earlier, and I skipped over it, we came out of Gemini season, which is all about ideas and thinking a lot and communicating a lot and really activating, like, ooh, what do I want to do, and ideas. Now we're nurturing those ideas, we're nurturing that potential. And as we move into Leo season at the end of July, we're going to be like, where do I want to take the stage in my life with all that I've been nurturing? But now is the time to nurture. So then we have, again, Venus is in Cancer. So really self-love. Venus is how we love and who we love. But first, we love ourselves and we nurture ourselves and we mother ourselves. And I really want to give you a couple tips here, because I run into this a lot with people. Like, my husband always laughs because I always carry a bag with me. Like, he'll say, do you have any snacks? I'm like, well, probably. And then I go and I've got like a Kind bar or something, and water or nuts or seeds or whatever. But I didn't used to do that. And I'm wondering, if this speaks to you. I want you to be aware of your self-care is and how you nurture yourself. So I would leave the house, racing out of the house. Maybe I'd make a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, race to work. And back in the day when I worked for other people, I have my own business for years now, but, and no awareness of my own needs. I wouldn't pack a lunch. I'd, just be winging it for myself. So I started thinking about, if I had a baby, I wouldn't just leave the house, right? Would you? Moms, or even if you've never had children, tapping into that inner maternal spirit, you would be mindful. What are the needs of this baby? You'd pack the bag, you'd pack the bottle, you'd pack some snacks. If it's a toddler, you'd pack a change of clothes, diapers, whatever. But for us, I want to know your level of self-care. And I want to encourage you to ask yourself, how can I nurture myself better? Before I walk out of the house, what will I need where I'm going? And how do I meet that need? And what do I need at home? And what do I need for my own self-care? Maybe you can just sort of go through this whole, like, what does my body need? How can I nurture my body better? What does my creativity need? How can I nurture my creativity better? What is my relationship with myself need? Where can I nurture my relationship with myself better? You get the idea, right? And this is really the focus. And also because Mercury's in Leo, it's just kind of a playful, creative way of meeting yourself. And really, I just keep hearing it. Just, put your arms around yourself and just say, I've got you. I've got you. And pay attention to your nightly dreams. I do think with Neptune and retrograding and Saturn, I think it's like paying attention to your soul visions, to your dreams, what's been calling you that you've been ignoring and you can no longer ignore. So nurturing. Okay, I'm just going to take one more glance. Anything else? The Mars and Uranus are in a very, they're moving into conjunction, and I think they're going to be exact on July 15th. So Mars in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus. This is birthquake, big birthquake, our foundational system, our you know, our resources, what's going to be changing, or what action can you take to change in a way that you're good, you're secure. I do feel on a bigger way too, because this is, the idea of nurturing yourself and sitting in your own, nesting in your own heart, nesting in your own home. It does feel like in the area I live in, I really admire all my friends who have farms and they're gardeners and all that. That's not me. I'm not, I have allergies, so I don't garden, but like preparing for the harvest of what you need for the long haul, even though we're in summer, working towards, okay, here's what I'm getting, like expanding your nest egg, like, because cancer is all about security too, saving some money, putting some money aside, maybe gardening, maybe canning, maybe dehydrating some food and just having a storehouse. Think 3 months in advance and think, what do I need to feel secure? And start moving in that direction. That feels really important with this Mars and Uranus in Taurus getting closer into conjunction. Because, Taurus is our stability, and this could be like a little earthquake, a birthquake, or an earthquake. Could be an actual earthquake, but I don't know. Birthquake. I speak in transformation. Shaking up some area of stability so you can do it better, so you can nurture yourself better, so you could have more, like, again, it's this taking responsibility as we move into the move towards the full moon July 21st. That, I believe, that full moon is conjunct Pluto. So right now with this new moon, I want to say this because we're going to be moving into deepening our deeper transformation, going deeper, some shadow work, taking deeper responsibility for things that you wouldn't acknowledge and you have shame around. But that's the full moon. Right now, it's restoration, it's growing potential, it's nurturing potential, and it's enjoying your summertime or wintertime for my friends in the Southern Hemisphere, nurturing that, having some hot cocoa, sitting with a good book. Journaling is really important right now. And I do want to suggest another nurturing tip to write in your journal, just like whatever you want to say, vent it out, get it out, and then put your hand over your heart, activate some nurturing, some love, some compassion, and then answer the message you just vented about from a loving, nurturing place. Okay? This is how you activate the archetype of the mother within you, to mother you, to nurture you, to love you, to support you, so that wherever you are, you're at home in your own heart, nesting and growing your own potential. And yep, when you're noticing what's going on in the external world, what you're doing in your inner world is your contribution for the collective unfolding. The more nurtured your soul is, the more you have to contribute. I like to say a nurtured soul grows beautiful potential. Okay, I hope this supported you right where you are. Please do let me know your takeaways, how you're doing, what I said that really connected with you, and what intentions you're setting with this new moon. And then also, if it's your birthday, let me know. I'd like to wish you a personal happy new year. Okay, take good care until next time, and I will probably do a video next week. The moon is calling me to talk more about the phases of the moon, so I think that's coming soon. All right, take good care of you, nurture that beautiful soul potential, and peace be with you. Thanks.